Alright folks, so we have a over the range microwave Frigidaire. I have to connect it to the breaker with a separate line, 20 amp. Oh, for that I bought 72 inch, I believe, drill bit. So the initial plan was to go to the roof, to the attic, and from the attic go all the way down to the garage side of the bedroom and then drill a hole and go down from there. But that wouldn't be possible for me. It'll be super challenging because I'll have to cut a hole from the top and then find a hole, or cut a hole from the bottom, from the garage, and I'll have to find like the exact place where they'll be meeting each other. So that would be a challenging part. But the next option would be I'm just gonna cut a hole from the inside and then one more hole of the drywall and go down from here, and then I'll be using this 72 inch to cut a hole, and then it'll pop out from the garage ceiling. I did actually open this for the GFCI project over here, so I know where the exact locations of the wires are. So I'll just open the drywall again and cut a hole from underneath. This is what it looks like inside the drywall. Alright, so this is how it looks like with more light. So we are actually on the far right side of this stud. So I'll be drilling more, just attaching to this one. So we did cut a hole. Let's check the garage. Did hit the stud. Also, I believe the drywall because it went all the way down. Alright, so I was right. I also cut a hole over here. So that's what I'm gonna use, and then attach either to this side and then have a separate line over there. Or I can do this side too, so that I can have all the wires from one side. Either way is fine. But before cutting this, I did make sure that I wasn't heating any pipes or wires. So you can use your phone with the light to see if there's any obstacles, or you can use endoscope. I did purchase it, but I haven't used it for this one yet. It's coming today, so I'll probably use it for the recessed lighting in my home. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the 20 amp yellow Romex wire and tape it to this, and then take it all the way up to the kitchen. Alright, so I did tape it so that I can pull it in the kitchen. I have all of this here. It should be enough. So now I'm gonna pull this out. So I used the wrong tape, so it got torn out, and then I couldn't pull the wire. I'll be using this type of tape, like electrical tape too. It's good, so I can use this one too. So now what I'm gonna do, instead of pulling it, I'm gonna push it from the bottom. It looks like the hole is not symmetrical. I think the hole is over here on the stud, but the drywall hole is over here. So I'm gonna go up and stick this out from there. I'll try to use the head instead of the bottom, so that I can have more room for the wires. This is how it looks like. Not sure if you can see it properly. This is the stick. This is the stick that goes to that. So I'll have to move it to the hole. So I did stick it. Should be good. Should be enough. Now I'm gonna tape it from the bottom. Alright, so here's the stick. I will be taping the wire now. So taped up, moved it to the up. So here's the stick. I'll be bending it a little bit and then push it to to my side. Hopefully I can get it without a problem. So every time when I try to pull it up from kitchen or garage, it gets stuck to the hole. So it looks like the hole is too small, even though this one is good for one wire. So what I'm gonna try to do right now is just to tape the wire from here and then push it from here. And or another, the easiest option is just to cut a drywall over here and then drill it down. So far it's looking good. Cut into the hole. Looks like we got it. Okay, we got this. So most of my tape was not good, so if you're using tape, just use better quality one so that you don't get stuck in the hole there and waste your time. All right, got the wire. Yeah, it was definitely because of the tape. Got it all the way. So the next step would be to cut a hole in the cabinet and then attach it to the outlet and put the microwave up here, put the hanger for the microwave and attach it to the wall cabinets. So just gotta measure how much you need. I think I'm gonna go with that route because it's easier, and then I have breakers on the right side pretty much empty, so I'm gonna be using one of that breakers. So I gotta put 20 amp over here. It looks like it's a G. So you use this hangers on the back and the plugs for whatever you won't be using the holes, and then attach it to the cabinet. So if you don't know where the stud is, I do have access for the studs. I can see and I mark it up here, but in case if you don't have, you can just take stud finder there. Cool part of this stud finder is that it has stud scan and then deep scan. Deep scan shows you how much it can tell you where stud is through the cabinet, so that's a good thing. So I have two studs over here, one over here and one over here. So I just want to make sure I'm not going to hit the stud, so I can mark the stud over here with pencil so that I don't hit it here. And probably I'm going to be using this side. So I did cut a hole here, but I totally forgot that there was a wood. I'm not sure what the size was. I believe they put it here for the cabinets to attach it back in the days. So this is how it looks like from the inside of the drywall. So I did cut it through. So now the challenge would be the wood underneath. This is the wood that I'm talking about. It's gonna be a little bit hard to coordinate. If there were no wood like this, it would have been easier. I just got a hole, put the fish stick, and then we're good to go. Or I can even use like the other sticks. So now what I have to do is dig a hole from underneath. I'm gonna be using this extension. I gotta find the right place now. Hopefully I can cut a hole over there, and so that I can put the fish stick from that hole and it goes all the way, and then I'll hook up the wire and pull it. Another option would be just to attach this, go through that hole and then dig a hole through there, but I'm not sure if that's possible. So that if I cut a hole there and there's a wood underneath, and it'll probably hit that, but I'm not sure. The only downside with that one is huge downside, I believe. If I did something wrong, then it'll go to the drywall of that bedroom. Actually, I was wrong. So it turns out I'm good. So that wood is actually further up. So I put a flashlight over here. And this is what we see. It's actually great. I thought it was a solid wood that covers all this side. That's why I thought it was a huge problem now. But I'm glad I figured it out. So I'm glad I actually cut a hole like that all the way. So now I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so I can pull this wire through. Since the distance is not that big, so I can use this wire like this, straighten it up and make a hook, and probably I can just put it inside and pull it out from there. I can use my phone like this to navigate. As you can see, there's a light there, so I'll just have to hit that light. Yep, got it here. Just gotta push it. So I got the wire here. All right, pulled it out all the way. So I'm gonna pull everything from underneath as soon as I attach this box over here, and then hook up the GFCI to this. Once again, I gotta use 20 amp GFCI for this and separate line for this one. Got the microwave over here, and then I'll have to put the microwave over there, install it there. So used half an inch drill bit, got that to cut that hole, and got 20 amp GFCI for this. All the line is gonna go to the line section of this, and there would be no load since it's a separate line for the microwave. And then got longer screws, 1.5, 10 instead of this, because I won't be using anchors because, as I mentioned before, I have wood behind this cabinet, so it'll go pretty good for that, and it'll be tight. So cover the upper and the bottom holes since I'll be using only the back side. Just make sure you got the 20 amp for the microwave. Time to install it. Got the box here. Now I have to the wires and GFCI. So it goes like this. This is hotline, neutral, and ground. Ground goes to the green, and the black hot goes to the gold. And then neutral goes to the silver side. Once again, it goes to the line section, not to the low section. Unscrew those screws, all three, so that you can have room for the wires. Just stick them in like this, and then you screw them back in. So the ground is on, it's tight. So on to the next two. And everything is wired up. Now I gotta put this two on to the back of the box. You can do it like ahead of time too. That way it's gonna be easier. Tighten this one up. Now I have to put this on to the back of the box. Okay. The hangers are ready, hooks, whatever you want to call it. Now I'll be using 1.5 inch screws to attach it to the cabinet and the wood on behind it. I can use the leveler just to make sure it's all leveled. I'll be using nut driver for this because it's much easier. And then, see, it doesn't have thread for the cross or the flat. Alright, so it's tight and firm now. It was fairly easy this way instead of doing the flat or cross lines. Alright, ready to go. This is nice and firm now. Just gotta put the drywalls back and then pull the wire from underneath inside of the garage. And one more thing, maybe I'll have to attach the wire to the stud from that side. All right, so pull the wire. It's gonna be a little longer But that's okay, I can cut it afterwards. So I'll try to attach all the wires onto the walls over here, and then comes over here, and then I'll have to connect it to the main breaker, to the electrical panel. So I'll have to get 20 amp breaker tomorrow. And for the face of that outlet, I could have used the metal piece once. I'll think about it, but there's no necessity for that unless it's like heavy duty stuff we plug there, but we don't, so it should be good, it should be fine, because the microwave is just gonna stay there like plugged in. So now I have to put the drywalls back. Okay, the wall is ready now for the microwave installation.